Good evening, everyone. Alan over here at the, God, what can I name this place anyways? Any suggestions? I was going to think, the Iron Shed, the Iron Dungeon, something like that. A little brief history on my lifting and how it ties into how I'm doing now. The first time I ever saw weights, I think it was at the Boys Club. It was the old York standard weights back in the 1970s. And I can remember at the Boys Club in Fairhaven, this was probably mid-70s, 75, 76, I wasn't even 10 yet. They had the Muscle magazines, and Arnold was in it, and Franco Colombo, and Sergio, and all of them. And I was like, holy moly, these guys are huge, you know? And I said, boy, I guess I'll never get that big, but I wanted to get strong. I was always kind of a weaker kid, you know. In elementary school, I couldn't do any pull-ups or push-ups or anything like that. Just very weak. And that carried up right through high school. In junior high school, I got one of those Sears and Roebuck plastic weight sets, you know. I think the biggest plate was 14 point something pounds. You know what I'm talking about? The silver discs. They had like cement in them, I think. And then my brother came to live with us when he was in college, my half brother, and he left me some old York steel plates. And I lifted a little bit in junior high school, very little bit, not too much. And a little bit in high school. Never really got into too much of a routine. Smoking cigarettes in high school, mostly a drinker, drinking on the weekends, you know, real heavy. I never could drink successfully even in high school. That's definitely not me. I can remember the first time I ever benched plates, 135. I think I was a senior in high school. Senior or junior. I was a senior actually, and I did 145 the next set. And I was amazed that I had finally benched plates, you know. Another funny story is I was in the round gym at Fairhaven High School. A lot of my classmates already know what I'm talking about. It's an old high school, one of the beautiful high schools in the country, probably in the world. I was in there and there was 2 10s on each side on the incline bench, and I said, yeah, that looks easy enough. I never had tried it before, and I racked it, and it went right down. I couldn't even move it. And the old football coach, Dana Almeida, came running in there. It was it was him. He pulled it off of me and started yelling at me. What the hell are you doing, you know? Turn this down just a little bit. That's my second cousin's heavy metal band called Driven with Aggression. Yeah, he made a CD back in the late 90s. But anyways, so I really didn't get into lifting too much in high school. You know, I finally got 135, 145. I was a senior. It was 1986, I believe. I can remember trying the leg extension, like doing a couple of sets of that. Couldn't walk the next day in high school. They had one of those old school universals in high school, you know what I mean, with the circuit that went around. First year of college, I went to Cape Cod Community College. I didn't do any lifting there. I actually had the weights in my trunk, but I never fucking set them up, you know? And I was doing a lot of drinking there and smoking weed all the time, cigarettes. I finally started. It was Rob Ripley who I graduated with. With him. I finally started lifting with him down in his garage. This is about 1980. Let me think here. It was 1980. It was late in 1986, I think. Yeah. I was out of high school. I had dropped out of Cape Cod Community College. I started lifting with him in his garage, and I became consistent in there, you know, and I started getting stronger and bigger and much stronger, yeah, in there. Then I moved the weights that I had. I moved them to his garage, and we used to listen to the same thing I listened to here, Judas Priest all the time, Iron Maiden. This is in '86, '87, still lifting in his garage in the winter. Then I don't remember what happened, but I moved all my weights down my, I think he went away to college, maybe. Something like that. Maybe not, I don't know. But I moved them all down in my cellar on William Street in Fairhaven across from the post office. Set up a little gym there. My aunt, who passed away a long time ago, bought me a curl bar. I bought one of those tricep bars. I had an Arnold arm blaster. And I still had that cheap old Sears and Roebuck bench. Boy, that thing was so pathetic, man. 200 pounds, felt like the damn thing was going to collapse on it. Although I got up to about 195 for a max in there. And then after lifting in there for a little while, not that long, I think it was a year after at Ripley's Garage, a year later, I joined a gym called Fairhaven Nautilus, Fairhaven, and I was very consistent there for a while, you know. Then I ended up getting a job there, working the floor, taking people through Nautilus, the Nautilus circuit. That was 87, 88, 89, somewhere around there. 89 was the last time. Then I went up to college in Northeast. I was going to Bristol Community College then, and I used some of their Cybex machines in their gym. I started working out with them, and getting steadily stronger, you know. The Cybex machine, I broke my arm in, as a junior or a sophomore. I might have been a sophomore in high school, and so it was my left arm, so that was always weaker. So my bench went up like this, you know. And those Cybex machines actually helped straighten that out, you know. So I had a straight press, the arm got stronger. But I lifted in there for a little while on the machines. Fairhaven Nautilus was a good experience, you know. Started getting stronger in there. And then I went to Northeastern University. I was working out at their gym. A lot of drinking all the time, you know. I went to Northeastern only for 2 semesters I went there. I ended up dropping out of that. And then I went back to Fairhaven Nautilus when I got home for a while, working odd jobs, you know, and I ended up getting a job in yachting, and every once in a while I really didn't work out as consistently when I was on the yachts because I was moving around too much. Every now and then when we stopped for a while, for 4 or 5 months, I would join a gym, try to get a consistent workout. First time I benched 225 was at Fairhaven Nautilus, I think in '88. That was in 1988, I believe. And first time 275, I can remember doing that. Boy, that's cloudy. Let me think here. I know 255 was at Northeastern in 1990, I believe, or '89. It was the year of the World Series there, the San Francisco Earthquake World Series. Yeah, my whole lifting career is kind of complicated because it's mixed in with a lot of drinking where I didn't work out. Okay, so then see, I went to went back to Fairhaven Nautilus, went on the yachts for a while, a job on the yachts. Then I got a job, first time 275, I think that was in, probably 92. Yeah, I think that sounds about right, about 1992. Or 1990 actually I did, that's right before because I went to Alaska and worked on a processor also. I did it just before then, I believe. And I got stuck with just one rep with that for a couple of years at least, you know. Once I got off the yachts, I started working at a boatyard, Ryman Spencer in West Palm Beach. And I got a pretty steady routine in there. Started having problems with cocaine and drinking though, you know. So it was kind of very sporadic working out, you know. I'd get pretty strong and then I'd stop working out and I'd go on a big binge for, 6 to 8 months. Then I'd get sober for a year and then I'd go back out again for months. And I did that over and over again. I could tile this floor with white chips from the program. Practically, I got so many white chips, and I got 4 times I got a year of sobriety, but no more than a year. Like I think the longest I got was a year and 4 months working there at Ryman Spencer. And then about 93, yeah, no, wait a minute, I'm sorry, 93, no, I'm sorry, 2003, 2002 was the first time I benched 4 plates, just for 1 rep, touch and go, 1 time, that was it. Then I went back out again and picked up alcohol and drugs again, and I never went back to the gym after that. That was in, I think it was in 2002 actually. Yeah, it was 2002. I didn't go back to the gym, and except for a couple of times, which didn't even count. It was no consistency. Like a couple of workouts I'm talking about until 2016. So all that time without working out at all, hardly at all, just drinking myself to death. Once I got sober at Taylorville Correction, and I got sober January 11th of 2015. I ended up going to Taylorville Correction in Illinois for 10 months. I went in January 11th, 2015, and I got out right after Thanksgiving the same year. The same year, yeah, right after Thanksgiving. And I had to go in a halfway house for 3 months. And I didn't join a gym right away. I was just doing calisthenics. Then I started working out pretty steadily. Doing calisthenics though, but I started working out real hard at the gym right after I got out of that halfway house. So that was in 2016, yep, that's when I started working out heavy. And I still smoked cigarettes for a little while, a few months. I quit that though. So it'll be a decade, January 11th, that I've been sober without cigarettes for almost 9 years. Also, almost 8 years in several months. I lose track of time, you know. I'm on something's been. Boy, I feel much better though today than I did back then. I was smoking 2 packs of cigarettes a day, drinking myself around the clock, you know, taking any kind of pill, cocaine, you name it. Methamphetamine, that's what I went to prison for. Possession of under 5 grams. It was just horrendous out there for me. Today, I never intend on picking up again just for today, you know. Today, it's a daily thing. I just have to have a daily reprieve from it. My goal, though, is to die sober, pretty much, you know. That's my goal, not pretty much. It's my goal, die sober. I started powerlifting at 51 years old, and since then I've done very well, as everybody has heard, you know. 40 different records in different states. I've been to Ohio. I did the Larry Pacifico Challenge. Met Larry Pacifico, great guy, treated me like family. I'm 56 years old now. I've done 405 on the bench in competition. I've done 400 or more, 4 times in my mid-50s. Deadlifted 600 pounds, squatted 530. Done pretty well, you know. I'm still very hungry to get stronger, and life is a lot better. I'm going to get married soon. Just had a grandkid from my fiance. Became a grandmother. I'm like the papa now, you know. It's really beautiful watching and seeing a grandkid, though. I feel like I have arrived in life now, you know. Things just keep getting better, you know. And I'll tell you what, if you're ever thinking about getting sober, I would do it. It's worth it. But everybody, you guys have a great weekend. My weekend starts now. I don't have to work tomorrow. I have Friday and Saturday off. Good night.